Welcome everybody back to the channel. This is 2530 Media, and of course, I am Aaron Reed. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me and everyone else. Well, you know what to do. We do like those likes. So it's been about a year since I purchased the Boox GO 10.3, and it's been a little over 8 months since I published that first workflow video, just showcasing how I use the 10.3 as my daily driver. Now, over the past couple of months, Onyx has put out some good updates to give us some more tools and features that you can use within the Notes app, Neo Reader, and other things that allow you to kind of modify that workflow and have better ways to merge information into notebooks or link to PDFs, EPUBs, web pages, whatever it is you want to do. So today I want to kind of showcase how my workflow has evolved from, that one video I made 8 months ago up into what it looks like today with some of those new tools and features that we've been able to get with those updates. So let's check it out and let me know what you guys think about this improved workflow I have. So let's talk about how my workflow has evolved over the past year with the Boox platform device. Now, a lot of these changes honestly have come due to some of the updates that the Boox platform has put out for their tablets that have allowed me to do some things that I wouldn't be able to do at first. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is indexing or making a table of contents and how I use the outline feature to build that table of contents. So here's where you can find your outlines that you're building within your notebook while you're working inside of your notes or creative ideas, whatever it is you're doing to finish that task. This is where I build my outlines. Now here's where you get a thumbnail view. You can also view your tags that you have right now inside the notebook, and then of course you have your outline. So these are just a couple of ways that you can use to organize and view your information. Now if you go to your tags, you'll be able to go back to everything that you have tagged. So this is going to be the first entry or the first paragraph within the blog, just talking about my experience with the 10.3 and how my workflow is evolving. If I want to use the outline, I have my workflow, which is my first page, and then I have the intro that is going to be my second page. Now, as we add information to this notebook, I'll show you guys how you can have sub outlines to that outline. So I'll show you guys again how to make an outline. If you want to create a new outline, you just long press on a page. Once you've long pressed on a page, you'll have a menu here of things that you can do, from copying current content to adding a text box. You can paste links. You can paste different things that you have in your clipboard already copied. You can paste this previous page, and of course you can paste as next page. What we're going to do here is add an outline. So once you select add outline, from there you can title that outline whatever it is that you want to title it. Once I've titled it whatever I want to title it, you'll see it lets me know what page it's on, which is page 1, and now I'm going to hit OK. Now once you do that successfully, you can go ahead and view your outline entries like we just did previously. And if you see here, I actually have 2 outlines for the first page. So you can add as many outlines to a page as you want, depending on how you want that information to be indexed. If it's applicable to multiple topics, you can always do that. And so you see here, I have the workflow as page 1, and then I have my new outline that we created here as page 1 as well. And if I have information in different parts of this notebook that I want to add under those specific outline entries, I can always hit my hamburger bar over there, and now I can add to a sub outline. I can edit it, and I can delete that outline if I don't want it anymore. And if I wanted to add more information from another page, once I'm on that page, I would simply hit sub outline, and now I can add to that one topic that I'm speaking about. So for right now, we're going to delete this new outline that we created because I don't need it. So now that we got outlines down packed, we're going to go to links. So the thing that I like most about some of these new updates with the 10.3 or the Boox platform in general is now I don't have to copy and paste pages from different notebooks if I want to add it to a notebook. So what we're going to do is go down to this icon down here. It has a page and a plus sign, which means you can add a page. So we'll do that. So you have the option to add the page from another notebook, either before the current page you're on, you can add it after the current page you're on, or you can just add it to the last page of your notebook. You also have a couple of different options as well. You can just simply insert a blank template. You can go to more templates and you can insert a blank template just like any other time, or you can insert a custom template. You also can add notes from another notebook. You can add images from a file, and you can even add different files. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to show you the power of adding a note from another notebook. So we're going to go add a note from, I guess, one of my creative writing books that I have going on. And the good thing about this is all the information that's on the page is going to travel with that page. So we'll go to the blog, and from there we will add these 2 pages. You can also add multiple pages instead of just one. Once I click to add, it's going to add it behind my first page. So there we have it. It is now added behind my first page. So that's page 1. And now I just added my 2530 media blog to this notebook. And that's going to give me those 2 pages. And then I'm back now to my 4th page, which used to be my 2nd page, but now I've inserted that into the notebook how I liked it. And the one thing I do like about this process is all of my information from that other notebook that I had with this page now rolls over to the new notebook. And I'll show you what I mean. So when I'll go here, the first thing we're going to look at is our outline. I didn't have any outline information on that page that I sent over, but I did have tags. So now you notice I have more tags because those tags that I had associated in that other notebook with that page I brought over, those tags travel with this. Also, if you see here, I have a link to an EPUB. That link to the EPUB traveled with that note that I merged from that other notebook to this one. So now as you can see, I have the EPUB that traveled over with me from the note that I merged. So some things to remember as well when merging notes from another notebook to a new one. All that information that you moved over travels with the pages, and the information stays in its original notebook as well. So these 2 pages that I've moved over from that previous notebook actually stay within that previous notebook that I made. So now I have that information over there in that notebook, and I've taken the stuff that I want to add to this new notebook over here. So now I'll also show you guys how you can actually add PDFs into a notebook as well as pages inside of the notebook. So I do a lot of multi e-ink tablet workflow. I utilize the AI Paper Mini as a note taker when I'm on the go and for work meetings. So I'll show you guys how you can add those. What I normally do is export a PDF from the AI Paper Mini. So I'll show you guys that right quick. So here we are on the AI Paper Mini platform. So we're going to hop into pages. We're going to hop into our folders. So what I want to do is I want to take these 4 pages here, and I'll take them to the 10.3 so I can expand on the work that I was doing on the AI Paper Mini. So we're going to share it, and we're going to share it through the WeWood transfer. So now it's sent. Now I'll show you guys how I open that on the 10.3. So now that we got that document moved over to the 10.3, I'll show you guys how I add that. So same function, we're going to go to add a page. We're going to add this one. Let's say we'll add it before this time. And now we're going to add from files. Now from here, I'm in my storage, and I'm going to go over to my push because that's where those things go as soon as they get pushed over to the 10.3 from the Boox drop. Now that I'm on my push, this is my document that I moved over from the WeWoods. And now I have 4 pages. Let's say I don't need all 4 pages. I only need the third page to send over. I'll select that. And now I have the third page sent over to my notebook from the WeWoods AI Paper Mini that I use in conjunction with the 10.3. And from there, I can add information. I can keep going. I can always add a page to write. So I can add that before. I can take some notes. Then I can go back and I have the information here. And I can still do things like I can add this to the outline. And now it's added to the outline as well. I can tag words as well. And now I have tags, so you'll be able to see in my outline here, we have the WeWoods doc that I now tagged. I'm sorry, that I now made an outline entry. It moves everything down. Even the fact that I inserted that page in front of these other two, now it's moved the page number for that information down. The only downside to this method of using two tablets that aren't in the same ecosystem is I can't edit any of my information here. I mean, I can cross out. If I wanted to highlight, I could grab my marker and do some highlighting if I wanted to, but I can't erase anything. My smart lasso won't work. It'll just be a circle. So I can't do anything with the actual information that I pulled over because this entire page has been sent over as a PDF that I can't edit. But I do have the information there. I can take some side notes on the information that I have here. And like I said, I can always build new pages behind it to add to that information. I can still link these pages anywhere I need to link them to within the device. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how easy it is to add images. Now there are 2 ways that you can add images to your doc. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add images like as a regular page. So if you have some images that you want to add as pages, just like we've been doing, you're going to go to the page add. Now this time, let's say we're going to do after this one, and we're going to add from images. That's going to take you to your images folder that I have here, and you can honestly add as many images as you want. So we'll add 3, and we're going to hit OK. Now by doing that, that's going to add those images where I told the 10.3 to add them. And you know, whatever your use case for adding these images are, you can add them. You can annotate on them. You can make it part of your outline if you want to. So now I've made that part of my outline. And if you go here, we'll see it within our outline, and you can even add sub outlines to that if you want to. Now, another way to also add images, we can go ahead and insert some images inside of our document. So let's do that. So to insert images into the document, I'll just go to insert. We're going to go to images. And the same thing, I can insert as many images as I want to. Once I have the images that I want, I can resize them and I can place them wherever that I need to place them within the document. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this process or adding the images, I can't attach anything to the images. So I can smart lasso my image The only option I'm going to have is to cut, copy, and paste. AI detection if there were some words inside of it, but there's nothing to recognize. If you want to attach a link to your image, there's really no real way for you to attach a link directly to the image as you see here in our floating toolbar. However, if I did want to attach a link to associate with that image, I would have to go to insert. Then I would have to insert a link to notes or image or PDF, whatever it is that you want to insert. And then I would just select one that I want to insert, and you can insert an actual notebook or page. And now I would have to move my link next to that image to associate with it. And that's the easiest way that you can do that. You can't actually attach a link to the image. So the first thing that I'm going to do is show you guys kind of how I use EPUBs and PDFs within the Notes app to just use as study guides or building a hub of information. So one of the first things we're going to do is utilizing linking a EPUB or PDF directly to my Notes app. So we're going to go to the EPUB. So here I have the EPUB. This is just a random book that I have, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on a 10.3. So now that I'm in my EPUB, I have just a random EPUB here. It's a story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And if I want to jump back and forth between my notes that I'm taking on whatever I'm reading and the actual book, I can do two things. One, I can have a link to that book, EPUB, PDF within my notes. I also can have the link to my notes within the EPUB or PDF. So once I select it like normal, now I have a couple of options here, from your normal annotating options and tools to highlighting tools. But like I showed you guys in a previous video, we're just going to link it, and we're going to link to notes. So now once I get to this, I can select which note that I want to link it to. This is the note I want to link it to. Now you can link it to notes, or you can actually link it to an actual page. So if I had an actual page within a note that I want to link it to, which that's what we're going to do here, I'm going to link it to page 9. And now I've linked my EPUB or my reading material directly to the note. And if I want to get to that note, all I have to do is click on this link icon here. And now I'm back at my note. So let's say I want to grab some information that I want to take notes from out of that EPUB. I can simply go back. But what I will do before I do that, I'll make a link to that EPUB, since that's the one that I'm going to be jumping back and forth from. And that's easy to do. You just do that. You're going to select your insert. I'm going to select a file. From there, I'm going to find my EPUB. This is it right here. Now I have a link to that EPUB, so I can jump back and forth whenever I want to. So now I'm back to my EPUB. So now let's say I want to take this little excerpt right here. I'm going to copy this. Now that it's copied, I'm going to go back to my note. And I'm going to paste it. Now that I have it pasted, I can move it however I want to move it. Let's say I'll move it there. So now I have that information from this EPUB here, copied and pasted into my notes. And I can still write some information to it. So just reading notes. And I have my reading notes, and then I can add even more information to it as well. And then I can even add from multiple sources. So we're going to make this a tag. I think I'm going to add it to my outline too. And so we're going to add multiple sources. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a link to a new file, which is going to be an EPUB that I'm doing some studying on for learning how to better do 3D printing. Here's my EPUB. So now that I have that link associated with the next material, now I can just hop into that link. So here I have a learning EPUB that I downloaded. It's giving me the principles of beginner's guide to 3D printing. And of course, I have the opportunity to annotate and take notes. I can adjust my zoom so I can actually see what I'm reading if it doesn't scale the way I want it to. I can still highlight. I can copy still. And I also can make a link back. And now I've made a link back to my page that I was doing the information from. Also can paste the information that I just copied as well. Now I have that information pasted here. I can enlarge it if I need to. So let's do that. So you also can have your information pasted here from whatever reading material you have, and then you can also make some notes regarding that material. And so you can do that as well. And you also can jump back and forth between those documents, the EPUBs, the PDFs, whatever it is that you're using. And you can do all of this within one notebook. You can tag your information so you can easily jump back to it when you need to. You have the power of the outline that will allow you to index all of this. And this table of contents will travel with the document once you export it. So now the last thing I'll show you guys is just how you can export that as a PDF. So now this is my notebook. We're going to export it as a PDF. All my layers are going to be visible. It's going to be the original scaling. Now we're going to export. Now we're going to go to it. So now this is that notebook that I have exported as a PDF. And as you see, all of my information is here. So while my tags don't work, it does still clearly show that it's a header. Now my links back and forth to different books don't work, but the information is there. So if you notice, when you go to contents, that outline that we built stays with it. So now I can navigate back and forth through that. And while I'm inside of my PDF, I also can add pages for additional note taking. So once you hit the plus icon, now I've added a page and I have additional note taking. I also can add handwritten or text written notes. So if you click on this, which will be the handwritten note, it's going to take you into split screen mode. Now that I'm in split screen mode, if you notice, I have the full capabilities of the Notes app again, and it's going to attach a reading note to it, and I can take some additional notes. And after I get through taking these notes, I can always go back and merge these notes into that new notebook or attach these reading notes to the other notebook, however I want to do it. So that was just an example of my new workflow I have utilizing some of the new tools and features that Onyx has given us throughout these updates over the past couple of months. Now, I know it looked like a lot of steps. I don't use them all the time, every single time I'm taking notes. I use them when I need to. If I need to insert some information from an EPUB, PDF, copy and paste and insert in a notebook, or if I have some information that I want to grab from another notebook that I started and I want to put all my information in one spot. So I use these tools whenever I need to. I'm just excited that Onyx has given us a lot of tools that I can use within my Notes app to complete a task, get some studying and deep learning done, build an information hub of data for something that I'm studying. Onyx has given us some good tools. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about that workflow, and how do you think these updates has kind of moved the Boox platform up in that pecking order of which notebook really is the best for note taking? So if you stuck around this long and you didn't subscribe or like, go ahead and hit those buttons there. And I'll see you guys on the next video. So anybody who's been following my content for more than a month knows I have a problem. The one problem I have is my addiction to buying Lamy AL stars or safaris for my EMR pin purposes. So I got a new one. I think this is like the chocolate color, and it came in this cool little case carrier thing that I'm never gonna take with me out this house. But this is the color that it came in. So this is it, guys. And I like it a lot. And I even decided to put the blue jeans colorway EMR base into the pen. And this is what the pen looks like. So let me know in the comments if you guys like this color combination of this Lamy AL Star EMR that I kind of Frankenstein and put together. And yes, I am using the Kindle Scribe Premium Pen nibs for my Lamy AL Star EMR. So I just want to show that. That's all.